Hello everyone, Yazone and Lovecoin here, and we are here with the new patch notes for 11.3. So let's jump in directly. So we start with the champions. Like always, first is Anivia. Q detonation damage decreased, air cooldown increased. So the damage on Q is a bit lowered from 70 to 10 to 60 to 200 plus 45% of AP instead of 50. And her Glacier Storm has a longer cooldown on level 11 and 16. In my opinion, this should not change a lot. I actually think that these changes will just hurt a little bit Electrocute Anivia in the early game for the burst, but as if it's better to play her with Unsealed Spellbook to have more options, I think this will not affect her a lot. So these nerfs are okay. She was kind of too strong. This is really okay. Cho'Gath. E-base damage decreased later. So we have the base damage from E, 4 spikes from 2282 to 2270. Again, it's a placebo nerf. This will not change Cho'Gath because he's not built around his Warpal spikes, and because you're not maxing it, so you will actually not lose out anything in the game. Doesn't matter nothing. Elise. Q, base damage decreased later. W, active attack speed decreased later. So let's see what we got here. Base damage from 40 to 100 to 40 to 160. So this is actually a nerf to Elise. Actually a huge nerf. Because if she's maxing Q for her traits, she will lose a lot. This 5 damage, 10 damage, and 15 damage later on can make a big difference. So, unlucky. Active attack speed 60 to 140% to 60 to 100%. Like I said, these are actually big nerfs for Elise, and I think all around this will hurt her early jungling a lot, her early dueling potential. Right now, if you hit a cocoon, you maybe still can go in, but other junglers will have a bigger chance to sustain out of her burst combo. So I think it's unnecessary to put something like this. So let's come to Ezra. His Q damage ratio is increased, so he got 10% more AD on the Mystic Shot, what actually is. And I tried to make Ezra more viable in bot lane, especially in the heavy AD meta, where he lacks crit, like always, and Trinity Force is not a thankful item right now, so they're boosting his Q a bit. I think it's okay, it will help Ezra a lot. I'm personally a huge fan of the champion, and I think that with some other items this will actually benefit him a lot. So actually a nice buff. Will it change the meta? I don't think so. Kai'Sa and Jhin are still too strong. Ivern. Now, this is something I find quite problematic. His base health grow is decreased and his E-shield decreased later on. His health grow is from 95 to 85, and his E-shield is from 80 to 120 to 80 to 200. I think that Ivern is a good example where Riot is making a huge mistake. Just because some items are overtuned, Moonstone, for example, you don't have to take off power of Ivern. Ivern by itself has a lot of problematic matchups in the jungle. And I think everything that they're doing right now around Ivern is unnecessary, and I think these nerfs are complete bullshit. Jinx. So here we have some nice, really nice Jinx buffs, and I find them really appealing, and I'm happy about this because Jinx is an amazing late game hyper carry, and we need somebody who can hold it up with Kai'Sa, Jhin, Xayah, Samira also. So her base health stats got a bit decreased, that I think makes no difference. But her Q got a bonus range from 75 to 175 to 100 to 200. And Fishbone's bonus attack speed penalty from minus 25 to minus 10. These are huge, huge buffs for Jinx. When I say huge, I really mean huge buffs. She will, on 3 items, she will just rape everything. Her flame choppers got a higher mana cost, and the arm time is a bit down, but it's actually nice. Farther than max range, it now costs the max range instead of causing you to walk into a... Oh, this is a nice balanced change for better life. But what I wanted to say is that it's actually really nice that they changed Jinx, and I really welcome these buffs. Huge fan of it. Karma. Base mana regen increased, Q cost decreased, bringing good karma to support karma. Now, this is, in my opinion, a huge mistake from Riot, like Ivern, because more mana regen, less mana cost on Q means top lane karma is gonna push and push and push. Have a safe laning phase. With Moonstone Renewer, again, we have a support top laner. I think it's not healthy for the meta, but what I know. Mordekaiser E cooldown decreased. Yeah, great. So the cooldown is from 24:12 to 22:10. These changes are quite nice for the laning phase, but these 2 seconds will not make a big change, so I think this is not bringing a lot to the table. So also later we will see that the Omnivamp items are nerfed. So we will get a hit here on Mordekaiser also. It's nice to get a buff, but what uses? Ah, hello Olaf. Olaf is a huge, huge problem lately. Everywhere. Pro play, solo queue. But whatever you find. And I think that the nerfs are more than welcome. His base health got rounded out to from 597 to 575. And his passive, he got bonus attack speed got lowered for 25%, and the amount of attack speed being granted is now displayed on Olaf's passive icon. Yes, he got less health to begin with, and his attack speed passive is lowered, but I don't see how this will change Olaf. I think Olaf will still be the same menace everywhere, and these nerfs are just placebo bullshit, and it will not change nothing because Olaf is strong for a different reason than his passive. Panther. Q now decreased damage against both minions and monster cooldown increased early. So his damage is reduced against minions and monsters, and it's from 10 to 8 to 13 to 8. Again, it's really nice that they think about it, but if you max Q first on level 9, you will get back to 8. And because lethality items, if you decide to go that way, give you also some haste, this is also a nerf that I think that it's not well played and not good rounded, so yeah. Shit on that. Rams, E cooldown flattened. I don't understand why they're nerfing a jungler who will never see pro play, who is actually completely unimportant, and flattening out his cooldown is actually something that the people who enjoys playing it give him a hard time. So I think that this nerf is also completely unnecessary. So Rel. I think right now that Rel is in a really good spot. She's really good in a lot of team comps. She has a lot of utility. But let's see what we got here. Fermency Crash Down. Here W. Damage ratio 40 AP to 60% AP. That means you just take the support item with AP first. You got a bit more burst on level 1, 2, 3. Mount up damage ratio from 30 to 40 AP, the same. So these are welcome buffs, but I'm afraid they're gonna make her a bit overtuned. So I'm buying cooldown. 1 second. Cooldown bugs, fixed bugs will realize yet rectangle hyper cooldown scale non-linearly. Thank you. When cast from very long rel should not properly path towards the target until the range to cast her E. Good, tonight changes and our Magna Storm 70% AP to 110% AP. Seeing the nerfs to Ivern, seeing the buffs to Kalma, this makes no sense because this year what we see now, this rel is a reason that people will start playing her with Moonstone Renewer. And I think this is even more unhealthy than before. So I really don't think what they're doing with this patch right now, but this is bullshit. E cooldown decreased. Hello, Riven, and welcome back. With Gold Drinker, she's already a menace. She utilized every bruiser item perfectly, she scales with it perfectly, and now she got a huge boost on her E. As, for example, if you max it second, you will feel it already on level 6, 7, 7, 8. So I think it's welcome. Riven is always interesting to watch, terrible to play against. Seraphine. Passive base note damage decreased, W shield decreased. So her passive from 5 to 10 to 4 to 16. And her shield from 60 120 to 50 to 100. I think this is okay. These are welcome nerfs. Will it change something with Seraphine? No, she will still be super oppressive in lane. Because, like I said, the shield and the passive are not a problem. With the passive, the problem is the range. And the shield is just mostly there to stack up her passive and to get the empowered ability. So good nerfs, but it will not change nothing in the gameplay. Shyvana. Q empowered basic attack damage and second strike bonus damage increased. W movement speed increased. So Twin Bite. After so first basic attack 125 AP. Okay. Second strike bonus damage, AD and 15% AP. And also she got bonus movement speed is increased. 8% of 100 AP. Yeah, we can forget it. Shyvana is meant to be an AP jungler, looks like. And I mean, it's nice that they give her two more abilities to rely on. Will it change something? I don't think so. This will be a faster jungle clear. This will also mean that Shyvana will be more OP. With Nature's Tooth, she can faster proc her Q to invite. It's a huge buff for Shyvana. If it's welcome, no, because she's unhealthy for the game. But maybe some Shyvana mates will be happy about it. Q damage ratio increased. Hello, welcome, Singed. As we lately see Singed more relied to build AP. And because the AP and health combinations of the items is actually really good. When we talk about Demonic Embrace, Model Onomicon, Natalis. Also, when you go Proto Belt, you have health, so the combination is actually really good to make it tanky, and now it's even stronger. So welcome buffs. I think that Singed is amazing to watch and to play, so happy about this. Okay, I don't see a reason for this, but Sylas, Q cost flattened, W damage increased. We're unshackling Sylas by also evening out his skill ranks. Q chain 55 to 70 to 55. Okay, so they make it a spam ability. they actually make Sylas non-reliable on mana at all. W Kingslayer damage 65 to 205 to 70. Is this a fucking joke? Are they seriously giving? Oh my god. It's time to bust out Sylas in solo queue, in mid lane, everywhere. Sylas will see huge play rate right now. I don't know what to say. I really don't know. It's impossible. Okay. I'm just saying Sylas getting huge buffs. Full glass cannon Sylas with aftershock. It's gonna be disgusting. Conqueror, even more disgusting. The healing here. Talaya. Passive bonus damage increased. Use subsequent stone damage against most degrees. So, more movement speed for Talaya. 12 to 40 to 20 to 40. Actually nice. And her Q is doing less damage to minions. It will not change nothing. Because even if she clears slower now some camps, she has that extra movement speed in the jungle, so it will come out to the same. This is like literally no change. Udyr. Air total active aura damage decreased later. So we are talking about Phoenix stance 50 to 300 to 50 to 275. Will it make a change? No at all. This is just a small nerf to the AP damage that he dishes out. People who play in full tank still can go Tiger stance. This actually, like, again, it's on paper. Will it change something? No. Vladimir. I think this is pretty problematic. And I will come to a position because Vladimir his air cooldown is now flat. And from 150 to 120 to all ranks. In my opinion, it's unnecessary to give him that buff. He's super oppressive, super aggressive in lane, and with 30 seconds less cooldown on the first ulti, 15 seconds on the second, he can build around haste items amazingly, and he will have the opportunity to cast even once more than usual. So, I mean, welcome nerfs. Vladimir is an amazing champion. Is it healthy? I don't think so. Items. So we have a lot of items in front of us, and there's a lot of nerfs, a lot of strange buffs. So let's jump directly into it. So Lichbane, it's 80 to 70. This will not change game tempo, building paths for no champion. One thing that can happen is that they decide, okay, instead of rushing directly Lichbane as second or third item after Zonia and Mythic, they will maybe decide to build a piece for Grief Wounds. What will actually give more AP and it's more valuable in gold. So, Lichbane changes nothing. Horizon Focus. So, I was talking lately with some people about this, and I think that this will be an unbroken item. We will see Horizon Focus in every game on every mid laner that's a control mage. From 100 to 175, from 750 range to 700. It also gives the bonus movement speed. If a support has more gold, do it. I'm a huge fan of it, and I think it will go greatly with Moonstone Renewer, because this is a lot of ability power, really a lot. Verdant Barrier. So the adaptive passive grants 0.5 magic resistance per each unit killed. So actually they're making a Seeker's Arm Guard out of it, and the combined cost is lower. I'm I think this is really good because Banshee Veil right now is in some cases not on level. So I think it's good to have a magic resist option as a mid laner, especially if you play some AP assassins like Diana, Akali, welcome nerfs, welcome buff, sorry, Banshee's Veil. Ability power from 65 to 80, and combined gold is now 300 more. I think this is okay. 15 AP for 300 gold. It's on point. You get haste, you get magic resist, you get a passive. So also Verdant Barrier, it's even huger nerf because of the early stages of Banshee's Veil. Seeker's Armguard. Combined cost 165 to 265. Total cost 1000 gold. Yep, it was time to make it more expensive because it's super cheap and it's super easy to deal with it. Zonia's Hourglass 250 to 2600. Yep, do it. I think this is okay for balancing because Zonia's is really too cheap for AP champions. Enchanted items. So we have two items that are really problematic. First of all, this will not change a fuck. You're not playing Staff of Flowing Water because of the ability power. You play it because it's greatly in combination with Moonstone Renewer. So this is just a placebo nerf. Champion Purifier, more haste, that's great. Healing or shielding an ally champion now empowers the ally's next damage to an enemy champion with 60% grief wounds for 3 seconds. Healers or shielding an ally champion now empowers an ally's next damage to an enemy champion with 60% grief wounds. This is a fine item. It's gonna be good on some enchanters. Will it see play? I don't think so, because right now it's not so necessary. And because a lot of units are building grief wounds, every unit in the game, a support doesn't have to do it. So it doesn't change nothing at all. Okay, now we're seeing some fighter item changes. Silver Mare down, 5 more AD, 300 more gold. Is it worth? No, I think it will not change nothing. Iron Spike Vibe. Iron Spike no longer deals more damage to low health minions and monsters. That's okay because you take some early push power out of that melee bruisers. And yeah, that's it. Marksman item, Phantom Dancer. So I think that the changes to Phantom Dancer are okay. Will they benefit an AD carry? I'm not sure. It's Zeal plus Long Sword plus Long Sword 850 gold. It's 20 more AD, 25% attack speed, and the bonus attack speed for stacks. And I think it's cheap. It's a good item, but you lost your bonus attack speed and you lost your stacks. Will it be a huge change? No. But losing the 20% attack speed here, what you need early game, and getting 20 more damage, I think it's not worth. You can still build it second defensive item, but usually no change. They're buffing Immortal Shield Bow. That means they're buffing Samira. They're buffing Ion. They're buffing Yasuo. They're buffing GP. 5 more damage and 5 more attack speed. 5% more attack speed. It's not worth. It's not worth, and I think this is also pretty unnecessary. Lord Dominic's regards. 10% more armor penetration. That's great, because sometimes the tanks are just too much for us. So, welcome changes. Coming back to Mortal Shield Bow, I think it will not change the building path of AD carries because Galeforce is just too OP with the dash. Sustain items. Yeah. So, we're coming to a path where it was about time. Gore Drinker 25% a day to 12% missing health to 25% a day plus 8% missing health. it is a nerf, yeah? And somebody would say a huge nerf, but when I think about the champions who take that item and the way they play, I think it will not change. Absolutely nothing. The item will be still played, will be still strong. And unfortunately, the meta will stay unhealthy with bruisers who can abuse Gore Drinker. Leeching Leer. We're coming to a part that I don't understand, because I think that Leeching Leer and Riftmaker aren't OP. So we're losing 50% of the Omnivamp from 10 to 5%. We're getting some health. Okay. A Riftmaker, it's like 45% and we get more health. And the Mythic passive is not 5% magic penetration, but 8 AP and 2 Omnivamp. The magic penetration was great, because Omnivamp Riftmaker is an item for champions who usually want to assassin, want to go fast in, fast out. If you want to sustain also. So I think that Riftmaker, it's now better for Mordekaiser, for Singed, maybe Diana with Conquerors, but it's not better for champions like Akali, Katarina, because the magic penetration was huge. Yeah, so you have to opt a lot of gold to build void stuff, and it doesn't make too much sense to me. Eclipse. So the shield is from 150-75 to 180 to 90. And the Omnivamp is from 10% to 8%. Bigger shield, less Omnivamp. I think that the Omnivamp wasn't the problem was the shield. They're giving the buff to the shield. I think they should also leave the Omnivamp. Ravenous Hydra. Yeah, this is a welcome nerf, because Ravenous Hydra right now is too broken. Proccing it on every champion melee range doesn't matter. And I think these are welcome changes. Will we still see Ravenous Hydra as first item on some champions? Of course. Will we see it on Ezreal? In any case, Ezreal benefits greatly from Ravenous Hydra. And I think it's a must buy on Ezreal, especially right now after the buffs. Sterak's Cage, huge nerf. Shield from 200 to 100, and the duration from 5 to 4 seconds. I think the duration changes doesn't matter. This is huge. This is huge. It will not also change a lot, because people will, instead of Sterak's, will opt into Death Stance, maybe Spirit Visage if you need magic resist. Not too much. So let's come to tank items. These are actually really nice buffs, especially for tanks who run in Udyr buff. So I like Force of Nature. That means plate health is down for 75. Not a lot of changes. That means plate is here because of the armor and the passive. Frozen Heart. 200 gold less. 200 gold less. 10 less armor. Frozen Heart is still garbage. So, and that was it for this patch notes. If you have any questions, leave us a comment, subscribe, and see you next time.